Smelly Socks, written by Rubber Munch and illustrated by Michael Marchenko. When Tina wanted new socks, her mom took her to the only store in town. "This store only has black socks," said Tina. "Can we please go across the river and get some really good socks?" "We can't drive across the river because there's no bridge here," said Tina's mom. "You know it is a long, long, long way to the only bridge, and besides, we don't have a car." So Tina went to her grandfather and said, "Can you please take me across the river in your boat? I want to buy some really good socks." "The motor's not working on the boat," said her grandfather. "Row," said Tina. "We can row. I will row and you can sit in the back of the boat." "You will row?" said her grandfather. "Yes," said Tina. "Rowing is easy." So Tina got in the boat and rowed slowly. Splash, splash, splash. And the boat went in slow circles. Swish, swish, swish. Tina rowed fast. Splash, 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 splash. And the boat went in fast circles. Swish, 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 swish. "This boat has forgotten how to row," said Tina. "You sit in the back and tell me what to do," said her grandfather. So Tina sat in the back and told her grandfather how to row, and her grandfather rowed all the way across the river. Then they walked all the way through the town to the big sock store. At the store, Tina tried on socks that were too big, socks that were too little, socks that were too blue, and socks that were too pink. Tina tried on millions and millions of socks. Finally, she found a perfect pair of red, yellow, and green socks. Then, since it was almost time for dinner, Tina and her grandfather ran back to the boat, and this time the boat sort of remembered how to row. Tina rowed around and around and around and still got to the other side. When they got back, Tina ran home and yelled, "Socks, socks, wonderful socks! These are the best socks I have ever seen in my life! Grandpa rowed me all the way across the river to get these socks, and I'm never going to take them off." "Never?" said Tina's mother. "Never!" "Uh-oh," said Tina's mother. So Tina wore her socks for a long time. She wore them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 whole days. Her mother said, "Tina, I know you love these socks. Just let me wash them really quick. They will start to smell if you don't get them washed." "Socks, socks, wonderful socks," said Tina. "I am never going to take them off." After Tina wore her socks for 10 more days, the kids at school said, "Tina, what a smell! Change your socks." "Socks, wonderful socks," said Tina. "I am never going to take them off." After Tina wore her socks for 10 more days, a whole flock of Canada geese flew over her house and dropped right out of the sky from the smell. 2 moose walked through her yard and fell over from the smell. Ducks, raccoons, and squirrels fell over when she walked to school. Finally, even a skunk fell over from the smell. Tina's friends decided to do something. They all came to her house and knocked on the door. Blum, 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 blum. When Tina opened the door, they grabbed her and carried her to the river. Then they held their noses and took off her socks. Some of the kids held Tina and some of the kids washed her socks. Scrub, 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 scrub. All the fish in the river floated up to the top and acted like they were dead. The kids washed some more. Scrub, 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 scrub. All the beavers ran out of the river and went to live with Tina's grandfather. The kids washed some more. Scrub, 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 scrub. Far down the river, people said, "How come the river smells like dirty socks?" Finally, the socks were clean. Wow, said Tina. They look nicer when they're clean. Wow, said Tina. They smell nicer when they're clean. Wow, said Tina. They feel nicer when they're clean. Tina put on the socks and said, I am going to wear clean socks from now on. The beavers left her grandfather's house and went back into the river. The Canada geese got up off the ground and flew away. The fish decided they were not dead after all and jumped and splashed in the river. Tina went to her mom and said, My socks are nice and clean, and I think it would be very nice if you took me to town to get me a nice new red, yellow, and green shirt. Promise to wash it? Said her mom. No, said Tina. If I wait long enough, the kids at school will wash it for me. The end.
That was the end of that. What did you think of this story? Based off the title, is this what you had in mind? Did the events in the story happen like you thought they would happen? Or did you think something else? Let's share out. Now, after we shared out, now what we're going to do is we're going to be practicing answering questions. We're not going to ask any questions right now. We're going to practice answering some of the questions. Okay? Based off of the story, Smelly Socks. What kind of socks did Tina buy? Who remembers what kind of socks Tina bought? So to start my sentence out, when you share out your answer, you're going to say, Tina bought. Okay? That'll let us know we're speaking in a complete sentence, and we're using part of that question to help us answer the question so that we know we're answering it correctly. Okay, if you think you know what kind of socks Tina bought, raise a quiet hand. Yes, Tina bought yellow. Oops, space it out. Yellow, I think it was red and green long socks. To wear, of course. Okay. Our next question. How do we know Tina loved her socks? How do we know Tina loved her socks? What clue in this story let us know that Tina loved her socks? And I'm going to start off. Oops, I didn't click in the right box. Hold on, guys. There we go. I know Tina loved her socks because, who can share out? How do we know Tina loved her socks? What did she say or what did she do? Okay, good job. I know Tina loved her socks because she never took them off to wash them. Okay. How did Tina get across the river? So in order for her to get her socks, or even coming back from getting her socks, how do you think she got across the river to the store to get her fancy new socks that she loves so much? Correct. Her grandpa used their boat and they rowed across on their own. So I'll put Tina Miss Barr can't spell today. Used his boat and they rowed across the river to get to the store. Okay. And we know she went to the store to purchase her socks. And our last question. How did Tina's friends feel about her socks? How did they feel? That's a tricky one. How did they feel about her socks? Okay, so we'll gotta click in the box again. I keep forgetting. Tina's friends thought her socks smelled, I'll say, awful. Awful. I know because they went to her house and took the socks off her feet to wash. And that is it for that activity. Okay? Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job of practicing asking and answering questions. Thank you those who tried to answer the questions, and those who had the correct answer or they had the wrong answer. At least you tried and at least you participated. You can't get smarter unless you participate, okay? You're not supposed to know everything, but I would like to encourage everyone to start participating, especially when we start doing our Student of the Month at the end of the month. There are special raffles and there are special prizes to those who are completing all their assignments, to those who are participating in class, and to those who are putting forth their best effort. Okay? All right. What you're going to do today in Seesaw, you are going to read the story Pajama Day. You're going to click on it just like yesterday. Click it twice and it'll take you right to the story and you're going to listen to it. If you like to listen to the story more than once, you are more than welcome to. Okay? You are allowed to. Okay? So, Pajama Day. What you're going to do, you're going to complete the activity that's Pajama Day by Robert Munchkin. You're going to read the story, just like we read and listened to the story Smelly Socks. After we read this story, just like we read Smelly Socks, we're going to come over and you're going to have a template similar to the one I just filled out. You have 4 questions to answer. Question 1 says, why did Andrew need a new pair of pajamas? So over here in your answers, you're going to type out, Andrew needed a new pair of jeans because. And in order to type it out, you got to hit the T off to the left side if it's here, okay? Or once it appears over here. Your next question says, what happened when Andrew put his pajamas on? So when he completely put his pajamas on, what happened? So you need to write over here. After Andrew put his pajamas on blank. And then you're going to tell me exactly what happened. Okay. Our third question. Why did the teacher call the doctor? Did Andrew get hurt? I wonder what happened to Andrew. Why would a teacher call the doctor? Go back and listen to the story. Get your answer. Keep it plugged in your mind. And then you're going to write it here on the chart, okay? Write your answer down. If you don't remember, you have access to the story. That means you can go back to the story at any given time to listen to it again. And then a final question is, how did Mom get Andrew to wake up? What did Mom do to get Andrew to wake up? If you don't remember, go back in the story and listen to the story again so that that way you can answer the question. When you are done, there's going to be a green check mark off to the side. Click on the check mark so that you can submit it. It'll be like right in this area, and turn it in, okay? Make sure you're trying to keep your answers in the box. And you need to be able to answer all 4 questions. If you're having trouble, go back to the story and listen to the story again, okay? And that is all that you're doing in Seesaw for reading. So you have 2 activities that you're going to have to do. The first one in reading is going to be Pajama Day. The next activity that you're going to do in Seesaw is titled Addition Strategies Within 20. Day 2. Once these 2 activities are completely done, what you're going to do next is you're going to go into your Clever account. And I have a couple people who didn't do it yesterday, so make sure you're doing it every day. You're going to go into your Clever account and click on your extra math and get started on that. I would like to have 100% of students completing this today. I don't want to see people to start getting zeros because we're choosing what activities to do and we're choosing which activities not to do. Any activity that Ms. Barnhart told you to do in Seesaw must be completed today. You also must have your extra math completed today. So you got 3 activities to complete from 11 o'clock to at least 2 o'clock, okay? 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock should give you enough time to complete both of your Seesaw activities and your extra math activity, okay? Are there any questions? Good luck today on your assignments. If you're having trouble, ask the adult at home with you to reach out to Ms. Barnhart by sending her a text message or an email, okay? And then I can help you as best as I can, all right? And that is the end of our reading block on ask and answer questions.